What's going on, gang? It's your boy 4G Tone. Everything that we do is for God, and this is Athletic Money. In this video, we're going to go ahead and watch Jalen Hurts and see how he spent his first million. Again, all we're going to do is just look at how these athletes, when they acquire this money, just like you will, when you get your first meal, you can learn from what they do with their first million. You can adjust. You can be like, oh, I like that idea. Because when we all get this first meal, we got to know what to do with it. So this is a good scope to see exactly how these athletes, when they amass this amount of money, because there's a lot of money at once, what do they do with it? How they shake and how they move? What kind of business moves do they do? Do they do any investments? Do they just spend it on clothes, cars? And usually you see a trend, but some actually do a couple things a little different. Right now we're going to watch Jalen Hurts and see how he be moving, see how he's going to spend his bread, and see what kind of decisions he makes. Again, no judgment, no nothing. This is just all analysis and a vibe. Let's get into it.
You know, I remember as a kid, I've always wanted to be on the cover of GQ. Be on the cover of GQ. That's where it's at. What's going on, GQ? This is Jalen Hurts here, and this is how I spent and saved my first $1 million.
Not as a kid, but recently I want to be on Forbes 30 for 30. What do you want to be on? 4G gang, tell me what's your dream? What kind of notoriety that you want? Me, 30 under 30. I think that's what it's called. Top 30 under 30. That was a vibe. My boy said he wanted to do it. I was like, you know what? Me too. It'd be cool if we could do it together. All right, let's get into it. I like it. Every time they start these videos, they talk about how they spent and saved.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas, born and raised. I always talk about how impactful it was on my life being a coach's kid. Football is something that's deeply rooted into my family. The Friday night lights in Houston, Texas, being there, watching my dad coach, and even watching my older brother play. I have a lot of memories out there in Houston, Texas through football and just my childhood, being a ball boy on the sideline.
I can't lie. His lineup, that thing is clean, bro. Shout out to your barber, dog. Because my hairline does not look like that. And I'm just saying that is crispy, dog. Shout out to your barber. I don't know who he is, but that's crispy.
All those good things.
Did you have any jobs growing up?
I used to cut grass. I started in like the 6th grade into high school, and I just put the equipment on my dad's truck. I tell him, hey, I gotta go cut a yard over here. I actually got stronger pushing that lawnmower too, you know. Nice little workout. When I went to Alabama, coming out of high school, I was going into a situation where they had already had like 4 5-star quarterbacks there. Coach Saban believed in me enough to give me the opportunity going there, and you know, I ended up taking it over. Then I just go to Oklahoma, and it was kind of like, and me and Coach Riley we were like this. I'm blessed to have played for both programs and be a part of both programs' history. I was drafted in the 2nd round of the 2020 draft. I was really excited. I know the history in Philadelphia and the pride.
Them boys got a steal, bro. They really was about to win the Super Bowl. They got a steal, just like Lamar Jackson. But it's crazy, though. You notice how all Alabama quarterbacks are strong as hell? Like squatting like 500 plus, benching more than 400. Like, is that a requirement when they recruit? A recruiting requirement? Because, you know, quarterbacks have always been the weakest on the team. Always, every single team I've been on, they've never really been that strong. I don't know about y'all. But Alabama quarterbacks be strong as hell. Hey, let's see how he does with his money. Let's see if his money's strong, too.
I go back and watch it, and it gives me chills just seeing the reaction of my mom, you know, my dad, my brother, my sister, and just the emotion in the video. And I was just ready to go to work at that moment. I was just ready to get after it. You can see the details of my rookie contract right here.
All right, let's see it. Okay, drafted in the 2nd round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. Signed a 4-year, $6.02 million deal. and 1.94 million is fully guaranteed with workout bonuses in year 3 and 4. So it looks like he got 1.94 fully guaranteed. I don't know what his signing bonus was, but 1.94 is in his account automatically. And this is nice. This is a good second round contract. I'm not sure when he was drafted in the second round. Probably a little later. We could do a little research on that. But this looks pretty good starting out. You know, obviously not a first round bag, but it's something that I wouldn't mind having. A lot of us wouldn't mind having for real. So let's see what he did with it.
Of my first million, I probably spent 165,000.
Did you hire a financial advisor?
I did, and I think that's very essential when it comes to saving and managing your money.
There you go.
What are some tips of smart ways they can save their money?
There are a ton of ways you can save money and be smart about your money. Instead of buying a brand new car because it depreciates as soon as you get off the lot, you can buy a used car or a lease car.
Love it.
Instead of going out to eat all the time at these 5-star restaurants, you can simply cook at home. Or a person like me, I'm gonna take me a few to-go plates from the facility.
There you go. That's the cheat code. If you play, especially if you play at a D1 or if you play at a school that provides food, gets you them TGs, gets you them to-go plates for the crib. You can make 2 to-go plates and that can last you for the night and the morning. It's really a cheat code. It's really a cheat code. But that is if you have the opportunity or a program that provides those meals, right? Buying a used car or a lease. Now, the lease is really up to you, especially if you have a business. You could use it as a write-off. There's a lot of loopholes you got to go in that. But buying a used one, putting you on game. Think about it. He's saying this. He's at a multi-million-dollar contract, and he's talking about buying a used car. Rare. Probably you can assume that Jalen Hurts was going to say some stuff like that. He seems like that kind of person that's pretty responsible and really financially responsible for his money. So I see where it's coming from. But these are good so far. Let's see what else he says.
The third way you can save money is on a phone plan, like Straight Talk, because it runs on the same.
Oh, he is not talking about Straight Talk. Ain't no way. Ain't no way he's talking about Straight Talk. Out of everything that you're concerned with your finances, the phone bill is Straight Talk. Now, I'm not coming at it. I actually don't know much about Straight Talk. I can't even lie. But out of everything he was going to say, that was not what I expected. That was not what I thought was going to come out. I thought he was going to talk about investments or just saving money. What else? Having a roommate, staying with, you know what I'm saying? But Straight Talk that's funny. Let's keep going.
Major networks like other brands, but that allow you to save a lot of money. Instead of hiring a
He must have been sponsored by Virgin or something like that. Or Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile. It's got to be something like that. Ain't no way he just said that out unless he really do it. And shout out to him if you really do, but that's crazy.
landscaping company, you can hire a local kid from the community to come cut your grass like I used to do. So
I love that. Everything that he kind of said was unorthodox in savings, especially how much money he makes. Those don't seem like big expenses anyway. There's definitely ways to manage your money as well, just as long as you understand why you're saving your money and what you want to spend your money on. So you don't feel bad about spending the money that you need on necessities or that you have on necessities. But also spending the money on the things that you want because you genuinely want them. You don't want to spend your money on things that you really don't need or you don't want. That's the worst combination. But saving money is a really good plan for you, but you don't have to really constrict yourself and make it seem so, frugal. You know what I'm saying? Because that does something to you psychologically as well. You really just understand what you really want, what you really need, and then handle your budget just as so you can handle those things. And you really can live a financially responsible life, but also do things on the side that you love, right? It could be traveling, it could be eating out. You don't want to constrict yourself to making sure that you do none of that, unless you're really an extremist that you want to go that extreme. You can have a little balance to your life, but make sure that you really spend on things that you really, really want and you really, really need, not the other way around. that's where you start losing your financial responsibility and spending more money than you really have. And that's when you find yourself in debt. And then that's when you get into a little bit of a snowball effect in a bad way, not a good way. Let's keep going.
We talked about how I save my money. Now let's talk about how I spend my
How
money.
he spent it. He only spent $165, which is great. Okay, one mall
Very
trip.
first thing, I went to the mall in Philadelphia. I got a Philly cheesesteak from Larry's, of course. And I went and got some Philadelphia gear. I got
What? Jalen, you just talked about spending money. Why are you spending money on gear that you get for free? Am I tripping? Did y'all hear what he just said? Why? You get so much money. Like, you get that for, like, you don't understand how much gear you get as an NFL player, college player, no matter where you are. You get gear. They'll give you gear for free. Like, all you got to do is ask for it. You don't have to go to and buy something. And he's talking about saving money. It's funny. Let's keep going.
like some bomber jackets, a Kobe one. I got an
Okay.
Eagles one. I have a Phillies one. All the Philadelphia gear I got probably added up to like $1,000.
How much was the Philly cheesesteak?
Probably like $13. Philadelphia gear, when I first got my money, $1,000.
Okay.
And a Philly cheesesteak, $13.
I actually respect that. I respect that. My fault. He actually went to go get other Philly gear. Still could have got it for free. But other Philly gear so he can represent the city. That's real. That's cool. And then he got him a cheesesteak. It's cool. So he's representing Philly in a way. He's appreciating them drafting him and appreciating the city. I heard it's pretty dope too, especially for sports fans. Let's move along a little bit.
The bomber jackets, that's probably the most thing I wear all the time. I wear that the most. I got some jewelry. I got some, I'm not showing it, but I
Jury.
got a few chains and a bracelet. I've never had no real chain, nothing like that. So I got me some real jewelry. Ordered me some stuff offline, some clothes. I give me some shoes, probably like 25 to 30. I'll put up 30.
Okay, that makes more sense.
30,000, my first year of fashion.
What do your jeans say? Where did you get them made?
I got them in Atlanta. It say Rare Breed, Untamed, and it's the Omega pendant, Omega Sapphire.
Cool. How did you find your jeweler?
He really just DM'd me, and I was like, he got some reasonable prices, so I'm gonna go with him.
You got some reasonable prices. I love it. Hey, that's all you got to do, man. You never know. Just DM. You never know, bro. You never know. If you got a business, you trying to make it out here, you never know. Imagine if he was like, nah, it's Jalen Hurts. I can't even DM him. He's famous. He probably don't even know about me. Bro, look. He took a shot. Steph Curry. Swish. I wish he said his name, shot him out, but, I guess, they were straight. This is great.
Charity's probably like the biggest one. So this Christmas, towards the end of the year, the holiday season came around. I was in search of a family. I just wanted to bless some holiday spirit, trying to give back, show some uplift and some service. I actually met this family through Alex's Lemonade Stand. It's a foundation in Philadelphia that basically supports cancer research, and I got to meet the family, and I got to meet Eric. Eric has a very rare cancer, and he beat it. This is what I told Eric. I was like, is there anything that you want Santa to come give you, or anything that you want to ask Santa? And he didn't really have much. And I said, I'll see what Santa can do. Then that's where the video came out where I surprised him with the $30,000 check for a down payment on a new house. I pretty much got him every game you can imagine, every system, new TV. For charities and giving back for my rookie year, $60K.
Dope.
That's what matters the most.
Amen. I love that. That's real. That's so awesome. Think about, giving back, especially when you have. My dad always told me every time you give, it comes back in some way. That's not the reason to give, but that's just a message from my father. He always said, it's like every time I give something, I always get it back in some way. So That's real. That's why it's important to also, and then this is something I need to do. I'm not telling anybody. I need to remind myself, especially as a 4G gang, we got to tithe out here, dog. We got to make sure that we give back to God. I tithe in a few different ways. You know, I try to give to homeless people on the street, but it's something that is very important is to giving what God had gifted you. So that's real. Shout out to Jalen Hurts.
For rent, Wi-Fi, phone bills, all this different stuff, $30,000 this year.
You know what I love about that? That's not a random thing. First of all, that's not a lot. $30,000 for all those, for rent, for everything. He doesn't stay in an expensive spot. He probably got a nice little studio. Probably spending about $1,200, $1,300 a month on rent, probably a little less. And then to calculate all that, you know that he has a budget. You know that for sure. Ain't no way he knows. This is my first time hearing that he spent that much on rent Wi-Fi. It was my first time hearing it in these videos. So you know that he's budgeting. He's really about this life of saving money. He really is. And he's not staying at an expensive spot. I think my expenses, and I'm not making $1 million, so I gotta really, you know what I'm saying? He's frugal, man. He knows ain't much to spend on things for him. You know what I'm saying? That's not where his mind is. His mind is just on him doing his thing and playing ball. So that's real.
I didn't buy a house or anything like that when I got drafted because it was just me. I didn't need this big place just for myself. I just got me a little apartment, you know, something smooth that'll last me for the time being.
What about when you go home to Houston? Do you stay with your family or do you rent a place?
Nah, I stay at mama's house. My mom and my grandma, they won't let me stay anywhere else.
Yeah, that's right. Ain't no reason.
Business fees. So obviously as a professional athlete, you have people that work for you and do things for you, and it don't come free, you know. So for my agent, my financial advisor, I spent about $20 my rookie year. I've spent $20,000 on business fees this year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Usually agents, especially first round picks, you have to pay them 1% to 3%, but I know first round picks is only 1%. Later picks is around 3%. And in financial advisors, you know, you pay them because they're providing a service for you. But it's also a commission fee as well, or something that you pay based on the investments that you make with your financial advisor. But, you know, it's a good price for him making $1 million and spending $20K on business fees. But that's something that you got to take into account. The good thing is that you have to make sure if you're going to hire those people that you're educated, that you have an understanding of who is doing this task for you, right? It's a very, very risky thing to put your money in because you got to trust these people that are handling your dollars, and they're really handling your future. A shout out to my agent. My agent was great. He got me where I needed to be and what teams that I could be on, like the New England Patriots. I know I couldn't have done that without my agent, and obviously I couldn't do that without God. But these are people that you got to trust. This is something that's very important. Now, he just got a bag. His agent is fire. Like, literally. But he was with him. She was with him through this part at the beginning stages and really got him to really help him to get the biggest contract in quarterback history at the time. So this is pretty cool.
Off-season training, as well as just taking care of my body for my rookie season, whether it be massages, different types of treatments, acupunctures, cryotherapy, and just really take care of your body, putting the right things into your body, not eating, junk. So, $10,000 for training and self-care. I'm
Sounds
actually in Dallas working out with Bobby Stroop. He's trained a lot of great players, and I'm out here working with him, and that's not free either, so I gotta take care of that too.
Makes sense.
Noticed some things my mom wanted done around the house. Helping around the house, back home, I put 15K on that.
Gotta do it.
Remodeled the bathrooms. She got some new wood on the floors, new bedroom in there, some bedroom renovations. I think giving back to my parents is very important to me. I love both of my parents dearly, and I wouldn't have none of this if it weren't for them, so.
That's so cool to me, man. That's really what it's all about. Because they invested their time for your development, to feed into you, to literally feed you, to take you to practice. That's something that's really special to me, is an opportunity to give back to my parents and really tell them thank you by providing anything that they need. You feel me? I can't wait until I get to this point in my life where I'm able to do that. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Again, this is just an idea and aspect for what you could do with your first million. How are you going to spend your first meal? It's really up to you. You gotta get it first. I know that you can. I know that you have it in you. I know that I have it in me. Let's go ahead and get this bag together. And as we're on this journey, let's understand what we can do with it, how we can make it move and how we can make it shake. There's so many opportunities out there for us to grow and make changes in this world, but also obtain things that we want and achieve our goals. We can do it together. This is 4G Gang. Love, peace, healing, and prosperity to you. Again, this is Athletic Money. See you on the next video.